everyone, Senrai here. Today I'm going to be watching the 51st and final episode of Soul Eater. 51st and final episode. Might be the first time I've ever said that sentence, but yeah, like I can't even really believe it that we're finally at the end of this fairly long show. You know, it's not super long like those Naruto, One Piece, those kind of things, but compared to a typical anime, yeah, 51 episodes is a bit on the long side, so when you finally do get near the end, it's definitely feels like you've been on a journey, and a journey we have been on that is about to end. But hopefully it can be a happy end. Hopefully we can defeat the bad guys, go back to our day-to-day life, having learned valuable life lessons, and just keep on keeping on. That's kind of the hope. So let's jump on into episode 51 and see how they decide to end off this crazy series. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, play. Wait, what about the sound soul, sound body? You didn't do the thing. Although I am getting shots from the ED. Uh, wow, this is something. There's nothing unusual here. Why was Koto so big? Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, I got chills. Oh, that was 50 episodes in the making right there. Oh, that was good. Your soul is mine. That's how I roll. I don't blame her. Have you seen you? You like to hear yourself talk, don't you? Tell him. Just shake it off. That's all there is to it. Ah. Oh. I think I saw her ponytails like straight up for a second. Ooh, look at that thing. Ooh. Right on the face. How rude. Ooh. Okay, this is not going well so far. Come on, Maka. There's no time to take a nap. We're not done yet. It's called a warm up. Have you ever heard of it? Oh. Let's go round 2. Point. Are we poking him with the dull end? We're trying to. Oof. That thing definitely qualifies. Go Super Saiyan Maka. So much Maka energy. Well, Maka and soul energy. Ha, try this again. Whoosh. We made contact. Ah. Okay, deeper. Deeper. Let's go deeper. Yes. No, you. He's gonna break it, isn't he? Ah, yeah. The sound effects. I'm sorry, Maka, but I enjoy the sounds you made. But this is not good for us. It's a nicely animated sit up there. Oh! You just can't catch a break, can we? So who blocked it? Ah, Soul, yeah. I was hoping someone we weren't relying on in the fight blocked it, but you just shut up. Ooh! Oh, that uppercut! Damn! This is not looking good. Yeah, she'll give him a hug and make him back down. Oof. That was a rough time. Oof. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Just, yeah, bodied Maka. She has gotten smacked around a bit in this show, hasn't she? Ah. Oof. Can she get back up? What was that sound? Oh, she did get back up. Man, like in a snap, too. Dang, Maka. Oh, okay. Did you get a power up? Because, man, she tanked that second one. Yeah, what did you do, Maka? Is this the power of friendship? Oh, let's go. Oh my god. I don't know how this is happening, but I'm for it. Breakthrough. Yeah, I was waiting for it through the smoke. Now this is a fight right here. Blades everywhere, every limb. Oh, oh my god, Maka. The way she just sprouts the blades, it's so great. Wolverine Maka. Yeah, can't hurt me. Oof. Can't go with a choke. It's not fair. Is that enough blades for you? Yeah, that's gotta sting a little bit. Man, I cannot believe Maka's scream. She has a great scream. It was nice while it lasted. Well, now that you broke your leg. We can still give him a hug to calm him down, make him good again. We can bite him. The power of friendship and forgiveness and her legs. I know you're not talking about her chest. That sounded like fear to me. Yeah, that's very clearly fear. I knew he was full of shit. Maka, not Baka. Maka. I think that was Black Star's voice. She can take a punch. All together now. Yes, bravery is something that's the person that actually deals with fear rather than tries to eliminate it. Kawaii and katakana. Yes, you are. Well, there you go. How rude. Oddly specific. Don't ask me. Oh yeah, that was the yeah, wasn't that yeah, I remember now. Okay, I needed a second. I remember now. Don't talk with your mouth full. Maybe because you have that thing in your throat. Okay, the kawaiis are getting out of hand. Pound him. One big kawaii to end them all. And why are you so scared? Did you break your neck? What karanai? You know, I already suck at reading katakana at the best of times, but when they make it all shaky and fuzzy like that, it does not help. We got the music going. You know, it's about time for a turnaround. She has everything. Yep. Just want to poke his eyes out. That music, though. Let's go. He's making stairs. Oof. Oof. My legs hurt just watching that incline running. Or number 2. Now here's the animation budget. Oof, narrow. Let's get that punch. Come on. Bam. Oof. One more time. Boof. There we go. There we go. How do you like my scrawny arm now? Wait for it. Oh. Well, maybe a bit more damaging than you want to believe. There it is. Not so much a shattering as a spirit bomb explosion. Definitely true. Maka, our legendary scythe warrior, she finishes the final boss with a punch. She is something else. Apparently winning was enough to get them healed up. Maybe we don't got time for that. This is last episode, only a few minutes left. A number 2, if you will. And that's why the world's worth fighting for. Flat as a board that she's hitting. Ikoze. Ikoze. Jump. Catch me, soul. Hello. Yeah, we know what her punch can do. Ooh. Snake. Nice touch. I guess they're still alive. Nice. Mari. Wow. There's a dance of his people. Bakame. There's some less important characters. It's pretty gay, guys. I mean, tips were literally touching. Whew. That top, though. Twin tails just blow on the wind. Is that going to be... Yeah, that's pretty much it. Soul Eater. That was the 51st episode and the final episode of Soul Eater. That was certainly an adrenaline pumping episode, now wasn't it? Definitely a lot of ups and downs as far as the fight goes. You know, Maki does her best with her anti-magic genie attack, whatever it was called, right? But did not seem to be doing too much work. Kept getting smacked down. Man, especially that one part where she gets like uppercut, so she's launching in the air and then just kind of smacked back down. Ouch, to say the least. But, you know, eventually Soul's out of commission, so it's pretty much just Maka to 1v1 him, bro. And she does, you know? But, because he talks a big game about, like, I don't have fear. Fear is weakness. Emotion is a weakness. You know, he prattles on a lot of that. But as soon as Maka started to act in a way where he couldn't understand her, he started to feel fear. And a decent chunk later in the episode, it actually said on screen, Wakara na equals Kowai, like, not understanding something, it equals fear. Like, you fear what you don't understand, as X-Men taught me many years ago. So as soon as Maka started to act that way, he didn't understand. So he started to get scared. He starts to panic, right? And that's a very big difference here, is that you don't just try to eliminate fear completely. You deal with fear by being brave. That was kind of the real difference between the two of them, right? It's almost like some shows when like a evil scientist makes a monster, a robot, or whatever, and it's like this creature doesn't feel pain, so he's, he's just attacks without worrying about anything, no fear. But then the main character's like, pain is important because it lets you know, when you're in trouble or in danger or whatever. Like, I'm butchering the concept, but basically, it reminded me a little bit of that too. But as we establish here, bravery, very important. Maka has a lot of it. It's nothing special, but she has a lot, and she took everyone else's. I don't remember exactly how she phrased it, but all that channeled into one final blow. And just, I did not think this would end with a punch. Our scythe-wielding girl. I assumed it would end with him getting cut in half with a scythe. That was wrong. I was wrong, but at least we won. That is the important thing. But yeah, putting the red colored font text on screen and everything was definitely a nice touch as well. But Maka's just so cool though, like especially the part where she like started sprouting blades from herself. It was kind of a short-lived sort of berserker mode kind of thing, but really unexpected, really cool. I loved all of that. Then we had him like break her leg or whatever he did. Like I don't know if he literally broke it or not, but it sounded painful. We had a scream that sure sounded like it broke something, but she was still running around later in the episode, so I assume it wasn't actually broken. I don't know. Not gonna question it too much, but the fact of the matter is we won. Nobody died. Couldn't really ask for a better result overall, but as I said, negative emotion still exists. There will be another, and we'll be there to stop it. So, as far as final episodes go, I thought this was a pretty good one, right? We had even a little bit of a kind of ending montage sort of thing with the credits where it showed a little bit of the wrapping up stuff, even bringing Medusa's possessed child, back home and all that. So it was cool that we got that thrown in at the end as well. So this is where we usually talk about the show as a whole, which is a little bit hard to do when you're dealing with such a large show, right? You have to kind of try to remember everything, but I'll try. I'll try to kind of give my thoughts on it overall. So the show takes place at mostly like an academy, kind of a supernatural. I'm not sure. I don't really want to call it a magic academy because it almost sounds like it's not quite accurate, but that's essentially what it is. You go to a special school that develops special skills to fight special bad guys, that sort of thing. In this case, you get like meisters and the weapons and all that, and the very concept of like having this partnership where you have two or three in some cases people, but one is a wielder and one is a weapon that transforms. That's a really cool dynamic. Really, you get to have these partnerships, close relationship on top of having these special magical weapons that have real meaning to the person, right? So not only do you learn to use them better as a physical weapon, but also grow your bond, eventually be able to do like the soul resonance and stuff like that. So that was I really like that as a concept, and also the fact that with Death the Kid they just did two. Like I've talked about Death the Kid a lot, and I will some more as well, but I'm glad they weren't afraid to like slightly break down that mold a little bit to have a couple partners. But one thing they definitely were pretty consistent on though is aside from, I guess, Red Hair Daddy and Stein, which are both guys, that was mostly male-female partners, which I did enjoy that. So that was cool. As far as the characters themselves go, Maka is kind of the closest thing to like the main character of the show. And she was great. I love the voice actress. She does an amazing job, especially with the screams, and her voice in general is very likable, very unique. She's great. Great, enjoyable watching her fight as well. And Soul, I think, is a pretty good partner to her. He's a pretty chill, cool dude. I think he matches her well. And then we have Black Star and Tsubaki, I think. I don't know why Tsubaki. So I like Tsubaki a lot too. She's kind of the closest thing to a Yamato Nadeshiko kind of character, you would say, you know, kind of a traditional Japanese kind of girl. She's the closest to that in this show we got, for sure. You know, and of course she matches with Black Star, who's the most ninja-like, you know, character. So I enjoyed her for what she brought to the table. Black Star, I made it no secret, I didn't like that character. He's just a very, in every essence, the stereotypical gung-ho, too big for his britches, thinks he's all that, needs to get humbled, you know, kind of character, right? A Naruto kind of character, like, you know, just the older you get, the less you really enjoy those type of characters. Over the course of the show, he bothered me less as I got used to him, right? And I got a bit more of a feel for some of, not that he's a super deep character or anything like that, but still I got a better feel for him. So it didn't really bother me as much. And it did help that he has some pretty cool fighting scenes as well. Like, he does have kind of a close range fighting style for the most part. I mean, I guess they all kind of do, aside from Death the Kid, really. But still, some of his fights are pretty cool to watch. So, you know, there's that. He's still my least favorite character in the show, at least out of the main triple units, like the three main student group combos, whatever you want to call them, right? But yeah, Death the Kid and his two. Like, I don't know what I can really say about them that I haven't already said in spades, but basically, he had a real rule of cool factor going on with his character. He has a special position as like the child of Shinigami, so he was always kind of special in that way. And having the two weapons kind of added to the level of uniqueness to his character and kind of really helped drive home that point of the specialness. But are you kidding me, cat? My cat seriously me out of the door for me to let him in. I let him in. 10 seconds later, he wanted back out. What is wrong with cats? Anyway, back to Death the Kid. You know, it also really showcased just what you could do with having two partners. Like, I think we had certain points we had Liz and or Patty, like wielding the other one, you know? Like, that was such a cool thing, because you could do that, and then throw the gun in the air, that one goes human, then you go weapon, and then they switch sides mid-battle. Just, you really open yourself up to a lot of cool battle choreography stuff you can do with having two partners like that, especially when you can, yeah, dual wield them, one in each hand. So that just led to so many really cool things with him. So some of the fights I enjoyed the most definitely was the Death the Kid fights. He also like a skateboard they rode that flew and stuff like that. Just really, really cool character. And his unique quirk about the everything has to be symmetrical, right? That some good comedy came from that for sure. And because he is kind of an overpowered character compared to the others, that was kind of a nice way to give him a bit of a weakness, right? So yeah, I think overall he just a lot of thought and effort was put into that character. So really appreciated him. As far as other characters, I mean, Stein, Mad Scientisto, I enjoyed him a lot, for sure. Like, I remember when he first came up, I thought he was going to be like this big bad villain and all that, but we did have some, he was in an antagonistic role a little bit in the show, but like for the most part, no, he's one of our teachers, he's a cool dude, you know, he's not a bad guy, right? He just could be led astray at a certain point. But yeah, as far as villains go, Medusa was great. Like, you love to hate her, you know? Like, she's a horrible, horrible person, did awful things. Really, there's really, like, no redeeming that character. There was no chance of her ever, like, switching sides to us and us welcoming her with open arms. Like, that was never going to happen, you know? She was irredeemably evil, but she was also very attractive and very, like, fun to hate. Like, you hated her, you wanted her to die, but you also wanted her to still be in the show, you know, still be an entertaining villain. So I kept, like, kind of flip-flopping what I wanted from her at various times. And then she becomes, like, a literal child, shaking things up, added some more effort for some more comedy, especially when she went to the school for negotiations and all that, and they were kind of messing with her, you know? So that was a lot of interesting stuff with that, for sure. So, in comparison, Arachne, the villain, was just not as interesting. Like, I didn't dislike her or anything as far as the villain goes, but she just ended up being kind of like the follow-up villain to Medusa, and she just was a lot more boring in comparison. You know, I don't know really, I can't really, there's like nothing bad I can really say about her. Like, she was there, she was an antagonist. I liked her character design, but like, I never really got the same sort of, she didn't have the charisma that that Medusa had, for sure. She wasn't as hateable. Like, she just seemed like a downgrade compared to Medusa in almost every way. Like, not trying to be mean to her, but you know, if you disagree with me on that, please let me know why. But like, I don't know, hello. And this is a little furball that keeps wanting in and out every 5 seconds. But yeah, those are the big villains. We also had, like, I think Chainsaw Boy. I don't remember his name. You know, he was fine. He was just obviously a lackey, not a very bright one. But he was fine. Of course, another unique element of the show was definitely Excalibur, you know, our sword that also is sentient and walks around and says Bakame a lot, right? Like, that definitely an interesting character. You know, annoying for sure, to the point where nobody wants to be his partner. Like, you hear all these things about how powerful he is and how useful he would be to have, but nobody can put up with him. I think one guy almost did. I think at some point there was a deal breaker and it didn't pan out. That was a while ago, so I'm a little bit vague on what happened there. But like, just nobody likes him, you know. But again, he's another character that kind of grew on me as the show went on. Actually grew on me more than Blackstar did. But yeah, I definitely would not want him as my partner. That certainly never changed. But also but just in general, that the show is pretty crazy, you know? I think we had like a ghost ship adventure at some point. We had the school mobile traveling across the country, world, whatever you want to call it, you know? You never knew what you were going to get in this show, right? It was always a surprise. I remember, oh yeah, didn't we have like a Black Blood Maka segment as well when she was acting pretty crazy? That was fun. That was an enjoyable segment. But yeah, overall the show was great. I mean, I remember early on especially, I talked a lot about the battle choreography and how good it was, and I might as well reiterate that here. But yeah, a show like this, the battles, that's like at least half the show right there. Like, getting to watch cool battles, and the show really delivered on that in spades. So thoroughly enjoyed all of that. Even the final battle here, when it became time for that punch, like Sakuga, like the animation quality, they jumped up there. Watch him Maka sprouting out the blades. That was awesome to watch. So, good stuff. Good stuff. I don't think I have much more to say on this show beyond that. I'm glad I watched it. You know, it is one of those shows, again, like any kind of shonen battle show that I watch. I usually think to myself that I would enjoy it noticeably more if I watched it as a teenager. You know, I remember the show I first thought was and now I'm blanking on its name. Give me a second. Oh, What Do You Know Instead of? That was the show I was thinking of. Yeah, because that was the first time I watched a show where I thought to myself, this is a really cool anime. I'm enjoying it. But boy, would I enjoy it a lot more if I watched it when I was 16. You know, when all this stuff was still new to me and I was like very clearly in the target demographic of it. But even though I do feel that way, I still enjoyed it as much as, you know, as I could, right? Good fights, interesting characters, a fun idea of a universe, of a combat system being the weapons and meisters and all that. Really nothing to knock with the show. Plenty of fun creativity throughout. So really not much to like criticize with the show, really. Like, I'm trying to think, is there anything negative I would say? Not really. Aside from, you know, what I said about Blackstar just not liking it, but that's entirely a personal thing. I can't call it a real knock on the show. So yeah, just pretty much positives all around with the show. I'm glad I watched it. I know there's like another, like a spin-off series called Soul It or Not. I don't know if I will watch it or not. Like, I might at some point, unless of course it gets a Patreon powered request, in which case I'll watch it sooner. But yeah, I'm not sure about that because I took a quick look at like the cover arts, which I guess I'll do again real quick since I'm about to talk about it. But yeah, it's like pretty much like 3 girls that I'm pretty sure we had not seen in the show on the front and center, right? Like, also not a particularly good at my anime list score for whatever that's worth. But I just don't know. Like, is it just? I assume it would just be more slice of lifey, maybe like a moe cute girls doing cute things sort of anime. But like, why? If that's the case, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I almost want to watch it just out of sheer curiosity. But as far as like the Soul Eater main series, this is the end of it. So it was a really great ride that I thoroughly enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed my reaction to it, and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.